Hey, I'm back. This is a quick video just for me, really. If you find some value in it, that's awesome. I think I'm going to title this one something along the lines of, how to install motionEye on Linux using Docker. So what's going on here is about 2 years ago, I saw this pretty interesting video with on Linus Tech Tips talking about Nest Cams being a big rip-off, doing this really inexpensive Wi-Fi security thing. And I thought, man, that's really cool. I want to try that. And so I went and I bought the hardware, the cameras, everything, and they promptly just sat on the shelf for a couple of years, as personal projects sometimes do. So recently, I'm starting a new project that could really benefit from having some kind of inexpensive, perhaps even low-powered camera setups. So I pulled out that hardware and I started playing with it, and I'm starting to figure out how to use it. So I started off working with the Raspberry Pi, like you see here in this Linus Tech Tips video. And by the way, if that's all you want to try, just go watch this video. There's a link in the description, and it's perfect, super easy. Jake did a nice write-up on it as well, and that was really good. However, I liked it so much that I wanted to put a system in my office, right, with multiple cameras. And in order to do that, I really just wanted a little bit more horsepower, a little bit more storage space, things like that were just going to be a little too cumbersome for my little Raspberry Pi 4 that I put it on. So that's what led me to this. So I wanted to put motionEye run it on a Linux server, or a Linux box. And since I was already putting a Linux box into the office anyway for file sharing and just a test stand, figured let's just go ahead and do it. So what do we need to do here? Let's just go ahead and jump into it. So resources and preparation, right? Well, first of all, you need to go ahead. Oh, by the way, this is the write-up that Jake did. It's really, really good for Raspberry Pi. One more thing. I did this with a Raspberry Pi and the Raspberry Pi Zero wireless with the Arduino cam, and it works. I have one of those cameras on the system. It works great. But I started looking around at some other interesting little modules that are already out there, and I saw these SB32 cams. I mean, they're everywhere. You can get them on Amazon. If you want to wait, 6 months, you can get them on AliExpress for cheaper. But I found this neat one. I have a link for this one. Found this on Amazon. Just got it a few days ago, in fact. These seem to work pretty well. They're pretty decent. They're a little bit weird, but I'm not going to go into how to set these up in this video. Maybe I'll do another one setting these up and programming them. It's a little bit more complicated to set up these SB32 cams than it is the Raspberry Pi Zero wireless with the Arduino cam, but it's kind of cool. By the way, this is what they look like when they come in. So can we see that? Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I like that. So what do we need to do to get this thing going? Well, first of all, you need to have Linux installed on some bare metal, right? I guess you could do it in Docker, but that's kind of what this is about too. I decided to go with Ubuntu, just did the USB stick, follow these instructions, it's nice and easy. Then I wanted to get motionEye. This is the link to motionEye. This is the GitHub to it. I went down to motionEye and went to the wiki for details to figure out how to do the installation on Ubuntu. And first thing I did is I tried to go through all of this, and man, I got it working, but it was a pain in the butt, right? So I figured there must be something easier. And if I looked over here, there is a Docker installation, and that's what this is all about now, finally, right? So I wanted to put everything, so I wanted to install motionEye using Docker. And this is my first time using Docker, very first thing I've tried to do. So we do a Linux install, and then I went ahead and followed the instructions to install the Docker engine on Ubuntu. This was pretty straightforward, took about 15-20 minutes. And with that, I was able to just follow these instructions here. And so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go through and do it again, and hopefully it's going to work. Let me switch over to, let's pull up my server here. So this is my little server box. I'm just connecting to it through PuTTY. There's my little notes here. There we go. But we're just going to follow through. All right, so I'm connected to my little server box using PuTTY. And I have Docker's already installed. And so the first thing on this install Docker, we just come through and we copy and paste. That's really all it is. Now I'm using an x86. So as he says right here, the image tag with AMD 64 is built for the x86 architecture. Yeah, I'm using, I think this is a Intel Core i3, like 3000 series or something like that. At any rate, let's do a right click here, which pastes it in. And so we're going to do a Docker pull, download everything. And while that's downloading, I'll go over here. That's pretty straightforward. Awesome. All right. Okay, so we pulled that down. Docker's super simple. Now we're going to copy this here, and we'll paste that in and run it. So this is, I'll be honest with you, I don't really know what all these settings are for, but it's in the installation, so I just copied and pasted, and look at that, seems to work. Awesome. Now, it says we can do additional port mappings. I didn't do all this. Let's see if this is running. So let's double check. Like I know what my server is actually on this. This is my internal IP address, and it says to go to 8765. There it is. Boom, just like that. Awesome. And we can just do admin. motionEye doesn't have a password. You need to set that up, and I obviously will. Oh, cool! Look at that. And it just wow, I already had these cameras set up and just pulled it right back up. That is awesome. Okay, so dead simple. That's really all it is. This is how you install motionEye on Linux using Docker. We use the Docker pull, and then this this code right here. You paste that in, and it's going. And let's do. Let me see. Docker container -L. Is that right? No. I have it in here somewhere. Image. Yeah, there's ls. That's it. Yeah, see, I'm kind of new to Linux too. Yeah, here it is. So this is the image we just downloaded right there. Cool. And let's do Docker container ls-a. There it is. There's motionEye. Cool. I've got the hello world, the Ubuntu, Ubuntu running on Ubuntu, right? There's that. Cool. Awesome. So there it is. And now just for fun here, let me go ahead and make these bigger, and I'll kick over here and just show you what's going on. This camera is my loading dock for the office. This camera here is actually the Raspberry Pi camera, right? So that's what that looks like. And this is the SB32 cam right here. Now I've got it sitting vertically. This is my front door to my office. So when that opens, and I've got the motion setting set up. This is not a tutorial on motionEye, but just to give you a little idea of what we're looking at. Here's a cool, this is a video I recorded earlier. We can fast forward, this is on motion. Yeah, this is me just outside the dock, and I actually locked myself out, so there's that. We have another video of my neighbor in the neighboring suite. Comes out on the loading dock. There he is. Interesting. And then at the front door, that's the kind of quality I have it set at. And in my front door, let's see what we can do here. This is what the SB32 records. That's me coming into my front door after lunch. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best quality, but it's, it works. It works. Looks like this one's recording for some reason. This little red thing comes up. All right, let's take a boom. Let me get this back to where it's supposed to be over here. Yep. All right, I'm gonna take a look at my notes and see if I have anything else here to talk about. I need to talk about. Yep. Download and install, use that. Run it using this. Oh, if we want to start and stop the container, so I can do just docker stop motionEye, like that. Takes a second. And there we go. Come on. There we go. And there it's gone. And so docker start motionEye pops back up, and there it is. We're right. Error occurred. Okay, fine. Log in. We'll do the full refresh like it asked me to do. Log in and see if my cameras connect. There they both are. Cool. So that's it. That's how we get motionEye running in Linux using Docker. Oh, I do need to show this. I totally forgot about this. So on the cameras, here's one. So this is the interface for the SB32 camera right here. And I have it set to 1024 by 768, and I have to start the stream. This is it gets a little funky sometimes. But what you'll find is that when you get the SB32 programmed, it'll give you you'll take this, what is it? Yeah. You'll go to 209, or, port 81 stream. That is the URL. And then inside motionEye, to set up a new camera, you would do add camera, you'd choose network camera, and then just post the URL right there. And it'll figure out what kind of camera it is. I'm not sure. I don't think it'll take this one because I already have this camera set up. Yeah, but that's how you do it. Yeah, I wouldn't take it. All right. So that's it. Let me edit this down to about 5 minutes because that's about all we really need from it. But if I don't, then that's all there is to it. Thanks a lot. See you next time.